About 6 million years ago,
300,000
Homo
years ago,
sapiens was born in
they
Africa
improved
stone
and
tools
formed
technology
complex
communities. But climate changes led to a sharp decline in Homo sapiens. Some Homo sapiens left Africa, migrated to Eurasia. They defeated and merged with Neanderthals and other races, eventually replacing them, and became the only surviving human on Earth. Then humans continued to enter Australia and spread to America. About 12,000 years ago, the agricultural revolution shifted from hunting to agricultural settlements. Villages and city-states gradually formed. Population and social division of labor intensified. Of the first civilizations appeared. The Middle East became the most developed region at that time. The smelting of red copper emerged. Red copper was too soft. People found that adding tin to copper could create bronze. So bronze technology competed to develop. The Sumerian civilization rose in the Mesopotamian. The new type of writing which promoted urbanization and social division also relied on the Nile for agricultural development. Pyramids, architecture became hieroglyphs. The Indus Valley civilization efficient urban planning and advanced drainage due to the open geographical environment with each other and common development, which promoted the establishment of across Asia and Europe. But its open terrain also made it vulnerable to such as the Akkadians, Babylonians, Assyrians, and meanwhile, the Neolithic people expanded into Europe and India and differentiated into later Greeks, Celts, Germans, Slavs, Persians, Aryans, Scythians, and others. The Chinese civilization was relatively isolated. The Yangshao and Longshan cultures in the Yellow River early farming society and the formation of the Jia dynasty. Oracle bone inscriptions appeared in the Shang prototype dynasty. Of Chinese characters. Bronze technology was later than the Middle East. Long-term development, it made China form a strong sense of national unity. Meanwhile, the rise of powerful states in the Middle East, the progress of iron and horse technology, led to the decline of many dynasties, and the Middle East countries declined. The political crisis of the Bronze Age to emerge. The Sea peoples attacked Egypt and Greece. Egypt's new kingdom and Babylon declined. The economic center shifted to the Mediterranean. The Phoenicians and Greek city-states rose. Bronze was gradually out of date during this period. The Iron Age arrived. With the development of society, ideas and cultures around the world underwent dramatic changes. Democracy was born in Greece. The rise of the citizen class. Philosophy flourished and developed. The Zhou dynasty in China continuous wars. Intellectuals and others Confucianism, politics, Taoism, Confucianism, Taoism, other schools, legalism, and during other 16 kingdoms period in India, also promoted Buddhism and other religions. These ideological and profound reflection of social reality. But this ideological explosion did not last Military long. Power gradually took the main position. The Persian Empire became the largest country at that time. And the Greek city-states also due to military competition, philosophical speculation. The Persian Wars and Peloponnesian led to the decline of Greece. In the 4th century, Alexander the Great conquered the Persian Empire, which opened the Hellenistic era. During this Greek culture, philosophy, art were widely spread to Egypt, Central Asia, forming a cultural circle across Europe and Asia. At the same time, China entered the late Warring States period. Military became a key factor. Under the influence of Qin unified 6 states and established the Qin dynasty. In the 2nd century BC, the Han Dynasty, China's politics and cultures were fully integrated. A civilization and Confucianism as the civilization system. Meanwhile, Rome also rose on under the Mediterranean Sea. On the basis of inheriting the spirit of the Roman Republic relied on its powerful flexible system, quickly rose. It expanded from the Apennines to the entire Mediterranean, Carthage and Greek city-established hegemony. The wealth brought by expansion intensified internal conflicts. The Senate and the army, the power imbalance, Caesar challenging the bottom line of the Republic. The Republic system was in name only. Transition to the imperial system in Rome always entered the imperial era, while India went to division. Religious and cultural differences exacerbated the Parthian inherited the Persian military system administrative structure. Around the 1st century, the global climate gradually became colder and drier. The ecological pattern of grasslands and frontier areas of nomads increased day by day. The Han Dynasty also entered its middle end, and the Yellow Turban Rebellion broke out. The empire was in name with Dongzhuo entering the capital. The imperial power was completely reduced to a puppet. The world changed into the situation. The three kingdoms of Wei, Shu, on the other side of the Eurasian continent. The Parthian Empire was also coming to an end. 24 AD, the Persian noble Adar Shah rose up in the defeated the last Parthian king and declared and established the Sassanid Empire. The Roman Empire was also in deep increasing pressure on the internal strife. The crisis of the 3rd century began. Changed frequently. Dozens of emperors changed in just a few decades. The regime was unstable, like a revolving door. With the situation, first introduced the Tetrarchy, dividing the empire into east, trying to stabilize the situation. With limited success. Southern tribes frequently moved Vandals, south. The Goths, Franks, Vandals, Franks. The defense line became increasingly loose. The Western Jin dynasty failed to resist the five who and the north began to enter a bloody, chaotic period. However, unlike Western Rome, the southern dynasties in China resisted the Han culture, which made the north and south full integration, ensured the continuation of Chinese culture after the war on the subcontinent. Reunited India ushered in a brief golden age. Christianity rose in the 4th century. During this period, Hinduism revived culture and Sanskrit literature in the West. The Roman Empire was dying. The barbarians kept invading. The Visigoths sacked Rome. The Vandals captured North Africa. Finally, in 476 General Odoacer of the Germanic tribe, the last emperor. The Western Roman Empire was thus destroyed. Due to the complete demise of the Western Roman Empire, of the Germanic tribes, highly fragmented. And lack of centralization. After the fall of Rome, remained in a feudal state for a long time. The Byzantine Empire maintained some of Rome's cultural heritage. The long war with the Persian Empire, after that, it was finally quickly weakened by the Arab Empire. The fall of Western Europe entered a long period of division. China successfully maintained its cultural traditions. The historical processes have completely diverged. The long-term divided situation finally ended by the Sui dynasty unified the North Canal, established the imperial examination system, but its institutions laid a solid foundation for the later Tang unification and prosperity. Meanwhile, Sassanid Persia fell into a protracted and insignificant Arabian Peninsula. Turbulent period was born, made the Arab world in the 7th century rapidly. The Umayyad and the Abbasid dynasty achieved political unity and economic prosperity. Relied not only on military power, culture, technology, medicine, innovation, astronomy, mathematics, significant progress, other vast empire across 3 continents. The establishment of the Tang dynasty peak of prosperity, becoming one of the glorious empires in the world, flourished to its peak. The imperial examination system influence extended to the entire East Asia. Reformed. In the 8th century, Frankish Chancellor Charles Martel defeated the Muslims in the Battle of Tours and started the Carolingian dynasty. Pepin III led an expedition and gave the spoils to the papacy. Known as the donation of Papal State was thus established. The alliance between church and state after Charlemagne's death conquered Germany and expanded promoted Christianity. The dream of unification after Charlemagne under the influence of the inheritance system. Divided. The empire's divisions led to the decline of central authority and feudalism naturally formed. The Tang dynasty also faced separatist consolidation. And led to its demise. Other dynasties externally dominated the regime changes. The Khitan rose in the north and founded the Liao, a threat to the Central Plains dynasty. The Capetian dynasty in France was the emperor of the Roman Empire, source of power. It was composed of many independent and feudal territories. It was difficult to form a central government. Attacked the European continent, making the 7 kingdoms of England finally surrender. The still faced challenges from the nobles, although the Song dynasty powerful enemies still adopted a humiliating foreign policy. At this time, Christian countries in Europe launched the Crusades, aimed to recapture Jerusalem, to fight against the Islamic world, exposed the conflicts of interests within Europe, and intensified the division of Christianity. The Celtic Empire rose and fell briefly. The world entered a period of great division. The Mongol Empire when the world was roses weak. During the period of across division. Eurasia. They were well organized, flexible tactics, and swift cavalry, rapid surprise attacks, intelligence networks, they conquered and psychological warfare. The vast territory and lack of a stable administrative resulted in their division. After the failure of the conquest of the Mamluks, their expansion, the 4 Khanates were formed. The Black Death also broke out at this time. About a third of Europe's population died. China was also severely affected. The social structure was also impacted. But the feudal system and the authority of the church were also weakened at this time. The scarcity of labor and workers began to demand better treatment, which accelerated the decline of feudalism. The disintegration and changes in power led to a turbulent era in Europe. Meanwhile, a large number of defeated precious documents and classics to Europe, which promoted the Renaissance. In the Italian city-states, the ancient Greek and Roman cultural heritage revived. Meanwhile, the Byzantine Empire, the Ottoman Empire's trade monopoly, countries seeking new trade routes led to the Age of Discovery. After the Reconquista, sponsored Columbus voyage America and opened the era of American colonialism. The Empire and the Inca Empire became the richest country in Europe. Armada and marriage with the Habsburg family, a powerful country under in Europe. The long-term division of the Holy Roman Empire initiated the Reformation, the authority of the Pope, which led to the schism of the Christian Protestant. Promoted the development of capitalism in China due to independent development. The historical inertia of agriculture and commerce became an important factor in development opportunities due to its reliance on the backwardness of the colonies. Long wars such as the 80 Years' War to its decline. Instead, the Netherlands' financial system innovation. It established the first joint stock market, which greatly promoted capital investment activity. With the Anglo-Dutch War, of Louis the XIV of France was finally surpassed by Britain.